How do you know that you're in the right? The reason why I bring this up now is because um, of two videos. Roger Veer just put one out. Um, awesome, as usual, but for the best example of what it's normally hard to articulate as far as how to know when you're in the right. Okay, everyone can't know everything, correct? Okay, so when the original SegWit coin forked off from Bitcoin Cash, or BCH, um, there was a whole bunch of questions on, uh, well, let's say Craig Wright and InChain. When Roger Ver came on, even though his childhood history or his whole history didn't change, obviously he went from Bitcoin Jesus to Judas. I mean, even though you can't switch your history, you know, but you want to go, okay, is what this guy is saying correct? Let's just go with Craig Wright for a second. Okay, there's a couple fields that I personally have deep knowledge, not a lot, and so you can spot check. The first time I heard him, you know, the facts he was saying was correct, and then later on, his knowledge just went so freaking deep. It's not even funny. But still, let's say you don't have that. Here is something, so you just open debate. Watch open debates. Everything else can be molested, can be changed and altered in some way, right? And core, the thing that was driving me crazy is, okay, boom, this is gonna be great. Let's hear these debates, and never debate, Literally, he's a slime ball. He's a jerk, a scammer, all these. Honestly, just quite childish things, which in this world don't even translate to different languages. But the point being is, okay, with this video, even the most newbie or dense, whatever the word is, I don't. Yeah, Roger Ver literally is in the same room with Samson Mao, which is from Blockstream, correct? Which people that dive a little bit deeper, Blockstream makes less than a week. All they made, Jihan Wu, Bitmain, right, has made more in a week than Blockstream's made in their entire existence. Yet Blockstream has seemed like this successful business, when from a business aspect, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? You have to answer this question, okay? For all this, Bitcoin, let's say 95% of the market share. That means they have the whole market. Less than a penny to transact. How would you take it down? How would you compete with that? Oh wait, the answer is you can't. Do you know what I'm saying? So in their pursuit of safety, going with Lightning and all this other stuff, and not removing the cap, Bitcoin 1.0, you know what I'm saying? They safely lost half of their customers. The market share went down 50%. Well, that means you left room for competition, and there wasn't competition. There was there was thousands of altcoins, worthless, but meanwhile, these people are jerks. These people are liars. These are scammers. The point is, how do you get to the truth? In Roger's video, he's in the room and he's asking Sam, can we just debate this live? Because remember, they never want to debate it live. You can always tell because questions aren't you can tell with the live debate, period. The one who is less competent or is deceiving or lying or whatever the less than state is, gets revealed, So anyways, Craig comes out, I'm like, holy smokes, he's right about some of these more or less known issues, and this will be interesting debates. I seen him on the interview on Dash and all these, he's literally schooling them over and over. And, all right, we have like a rule, not, the kids will be kids or whatever, that's their folly's your profit or whatever, okay, but then they take it a step further, you have to choose between privacy and a scam, or not a person of your word, and I'm trying not to get too deep into that because it just keeps getting brought up. Ethereum's Vitalik, man, when he stood up at a conference and said, "Who let this guy in?" And Vitalik's smart enough to know that Craig has more degrees than he does. But what's more crazy is there is no standard. Vitalik himself cannot have as many degrees, and it's fine. They leave the room. Samson leaves the room, because the truth, they don't want to. Like, I forgot her name. Just had an interview with Craig. Hopefully I'll post that. It's a very good interview. And her last name Nakamoto. I just spaced out her name real quick. Raina or whatever. Anyways, she's actually a very smart person. You know what I'm saying? But I think you'll notice if you put yourself in her spot, the gap. Vitalik won't sit next to Craig. They won't, because it's so deep, you know what I'm saying? He knows this inside and out. He's definitely the smartest person in Bitcoin, and if you think you're smarter or whatever, I'm sure he'll be open for a debate, but it won't happen. I waited over a year, and as far as I'm concerned, he's a man of his word, We all make mistakes and errors and whatever, but I haven't seen any. And he said, SegWit is being pulled over our eyes, Not everybody wants SegWit. They're gonna make sure there's another option, that the real Bitcoin 1.0 is gonna live on. And then they're gonna, have mining and the whole 9 yards. Guess what? It's a year later. It's still a mesh network. No apologies. Core was wrong. It could go past 1 megabyte. They were wrong. Still, I only bring this up because the educational gap, or people have jobs and all kinds of spectrum, right? You can't just study and have multiple degrees like Craig. Not everybody, has that desire or just up to date. So I bring this up just so you could feel secure. Know that. Calvin at CoinGeek. He said he's gonna mine. He's gonna have his money. He's got the biggest mining thing right now in Bitcoin. Bitcoin means Bitcoin Cash. They say it and they do it. They say it and they do it. They say it and they do it. That builds up credit for standard people, or goodwill. You know what I'm saying? And this has been molested too. Goodwill does not mean make mistakes. The difference is, it means these people can make mistakes, and we know that they'll try to correct them, not try to defend the mistakes. That seems like semantics, but it's really not. It's really where the truth is, So in that, live debates, open discussions, just know the answer is right there the whole time. And I say this for people that haven't heard this, because there's so much rhetoric out there that these people that say this shit, I don't want them to hear one word I'm saying. But grandma or the normal businessman that thinks logically, that's the other thing. It's not one person, one vote. Even if it was users or whatever, what's kind of cool about capitalism is it's earned votes, or almost like skin in the game, like a lot of people say. Like there could be 20,000 people that own Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett stocks, and it still will never outvote, let's say, his 51%, or him, Charlie, whatnot. That's how it is in capitalism. You don't even really get a say, or because you didn't earn the right to have money to invest or whatnot. And if you have the money to invest, then you would know the rules of the game. That sounded like double talk. But point being is, when Vitalik got up and said, get out of there, That's an intolerance that these are things I have not seen. I have not seen this level. At Wall Street, people, you know, win and lose. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And, you know, maybe a bad decision or that guy's not good or whatever. But they're never a scam guy. Let's put it this way. They are presumed innocent till guilty. They are flipping this over. This is a societal decay that really is like the center, you know, of my life. And now this is like disgusting. I mean, so anyways, once you go down that road, and the other thing is money does influence you, and to the point where you don't even notice it. I'm trying not to ramble on. You know, so sometimes it's hard to see if someone is deceiving or self-deceived. There really is a difference as far as, let's say, you know, you can be mad at someone that deceives, but someone who is self-deceived, you really can't, you know. But you could, like Charlie Munger gives the example. He lived down the street from a lady he's known his whole life, and her son didn't come home from World War II, you know, and no matter how much proof you give her son is still alive. I mean, it's very, very sad, and probably shouldn't use it as an example, but his point was, intelligent woman, known her, you know what I'm saying, and it's a safety mechanism. That's an extreme. That's a bad example, I'm sorry, but it shows that it's not a matter of intelligence. Sometimes just your purse, you know, will have an effect on you. I don't have any notes. I'm at the lake, so the rambling is the rambling. Anyways, great video by Raina with Craig Wright. But come watch Roger Veers too, because that way you can see literally Samson running away from the conversation. So it's not like, sorry, it's more, oh, I see. It's not just they're so awesome, they don't have time to have a discussion. They're really not a good company, not profitable, and see, I give the benefit of the doubt still, you know, but they're deceiving. I don't know. You make the choice yourself. They're going to be wrong. InChain's going to be right, and now they're making their own miners. So, in my opinion, this game's been over from the get-go. It's dead man walking. People say, you know, oh, you're being tricked by Craig Wright, or you're Nicole, you are cool. Yes! Terms have been so turned around now. Like in social media, but it's one justice warrior or whatever, social justice warrior. That's a bad thing. I want that on me. You know, or you know, cultist just means that you believe strongly in something. You know, they won't tell you what the actual, like, what is, like, I'll say, well, what is a scam to you? And like, you know, what's a scam to you? Guy leaves town with my money, and then, you know, their definition, who knows? You know, but all these people they call it scam to, there's no apology, there's no repercussion, other than forever. We're in a digital age now. So, like, I'm on the record here going, BCH, InChain, Craig, Calvin, and they're all in the right. Maximalist. I'm definitely a maximalist. Now, people put the words together, Bitcoin maximalist, but maximalist isn't fully focused or committed, you know. So yes, technically Bitcoin maximalist, you know, it's you know, not lukewarm, not in the mid, you know, wishy-washy, trying, you know, be very concise, you know. And but with that being said, my cultism or maximalist changes with logic. Like I would say I was a big BTC maximalist until they were wrong. 1 second later, now I'm a cultist with the one that's correct, with the truth. It's really just, we're all valuing truth, searching for truth, you know what I'm saying? And it's not something you ever arrive at, you just get closer and closer to it. But there's some neat byproducts, in my opinion. The more that you are true to yourself and true with what you say and do and whatnot, the more you can spot another or non-truth, you know. And truth and trust, these are different terms. I trust my mom does not mean I agree with her. These lines are blurred. Semantics are important. Just taking strong words like con or scam person and just washing them over anyone without any repercussions, you know, I'm with scam coin then. I want to go the opposite, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna find out that's where the truth is where the liars say it's not, I guess. I don't know. But I'm enjoying every second. Good job, Roger. Craig, oh my gosh, thank you for putting out videos. Even that video, you can see that I don't think he even realizes that most people, you're talking in depth so far, you almost need, you know, for dummies, you know, translation on each and every one, because these people are so smart, even the deceived ones, that they're talking in a language you may understand it, but the next guy does not. You know, trying to talk non-jargon is very, very difficult, very hard, harder than I thought. It turns out a lot of stuff we say is jargon. I could see this. I'm on my phone. Thank you for listening. I rambled a lot. I'm just gonna cut it off right there. So, there's not gonna be a split and fork or whatever, this other stuff. That's my opinion, and it's bet against the it's just crazy.